It's not gonna come out how we design it, but I'm gonna do my best.
We're back in the garage today. I just got back from about a week-long vacation, and today my goal is to get started on the front bumper project. I've just been waiting on some parts to show up in the mail as well as some free time. I do want the new bumper to be removable, so my first step is to build a new mounting plate that goes between the front frame rails. From there, I'm gonna go ahead and head over to my buddy Jake's house tomorrow, where he has a tube bender and a little bit more knowledge on how to actually do some of the fab work. A couple reasons why I wanna build a new bumper. First and foremost, I sold the last one. Second, that was the last existing piece that was on the truck when I purchased it. So now that the front end is gone and I'll be building a new one, that'll mean that every single component about this build I'll have had my hands in. So I'm super excited about that. And lastly, the Addicted Off-Road bumper that I had previously was a great bumper and looked really great, and I got a lot of compliments on it, but for my liking, it did stick out a little bit far, and I'm not a huge fan of the bull rings that were sticking off the front, or the big bash bar, or whatever you guys call them. So my goal is to avoid that big upper bar and just kind of keep everything a little bit more low profile, tucked in, protect the front end of the truck and the winch as much as possible, and then call it a day. But first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure out how to get this new frame rail mounting point bracket built up. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get going on that right now and film the process. So where I left off yesterday was getting the mounting plate all welded up. I didn't film the entire process just because I was working pretty late, but it took a couple hours. I got everything welded and then did a bunch of welds on the inside so it's nice and strong. This morning I did come out and do a bunch of grinding, so it's all nice and clean. My next step is to add 2 little feet to the bottom of the mounting plate so it mounts to the frame rails. There's one mounting point with a welded nut inside, so you can just go ahead and enter from the top of the mounting plate, bolt that in, and then on the bottom there's 2 more down here. So what I was doing was adding a plate that extends the mounting plate back to these mounting points.
She's mad, dude.
So where we left off with yesterday was we got the first tube bent, which is going to be the bottom bracing tube for the winch plate. And then we found out basically the location of where we want the winch to sit. There will be some trimming of the winch plate. I did get a plate from Barnes Off-Road, which is just gonna be like a good starting point and it'll save us a lot of time. So what I'm gonna do is play with placement for the bottom tube here, get that mocked up, and then trim the winch plate accordingly so that all fits inside of the circle tubing. Got the winch plate situation figured out. Now we got to make the main bar on the front, which is the hardest one, right?
I mean, it's the longest one. It's the most expensive to fuck up.
The goal is to get it pretty tucked under the body here and then shoot from about here directly out and land on top of this guy. So that's the goal.
And the fucking math numbers blasting out.
Tube made. Doesn't quite line up perfect, so we're just gonna cut it down the middle, slug it, space it out maybe 3 inches or so, and then should match up to the body lines pretty good. Do a couple support arms and then
math.
sitting on there. It's not mounted on there just yet, but everything's fully welded. I gotta get home, trim the ends up to fit the body lines and cap them, and then drill some mounting holes, pull it off and paint it. She'll be good to go. These are my little tabs that I'm gonna mount the lights into. This. So, really mount and on the side, and sit just like that.